My name is Mark Laurie and I work for a programme called Street Sports, which was developed for people who have come up with problems in their life. The DVD you're about to see has been put together by participants of Street Sports who also volunteer for the Street Sense programme. And the stuff that they're taught about's their issues in life, and it's very personal, and it takes a lot of guts for them to stand up and explain to you what they've went through in life. The DVD is just about what discusses the issues of drugs, and the first drug that we'll be talking about will be alcohol.
At first I found that drinking alcohol gave me more confidence. I didn't feel very confident without alcohol. We were going around with a lot of older boys at the time, and they were probably at the age where it was legal for them to drink alcohol, so they could buy it for us. We'd hang around with them and we'd all just get drunk together, really.
Started off drinking at a centre near my way where I stay. Was drinking cider round the back of it, and it was where a disco, you go disco in and dancing and whatever else. And we used to always get like people a wee bit older than us, maybe had drug problems, drink problems, and they would buy us a drink, and that would get us started for the disco, and we'd all be drunk for going in and phone about the place or whatever.
When my stepdad passed away, he died of cancer, completely knocked me for six. I really didn't know how to cope with that situation, and I didn't know where to get my help from. So eventually it led down to the path of me drinking, and I continued drinking completely every day just to block out all the pain I was feeling and the hurt, the things I didn't never get to say to him before he passed away.
Being drunk kind of made quite a lot of things hard. Say if me and my pals were going to a disco and maybe I drunk too much before the disco, try to get into the disco, and obviously it's like you've got to be under 16 to get into it. Me being under the influence of alcohol, it's illegal to start off with, and they're refusing me entry, and obviously my pals are getting to go, and so it leaves me sitting out in the pouring rain, doing nothing or having to go home drunk and face the consequences of drinking.
I was too drunk to be dancing or doing anything. So like as I says, I got put out and I got made to went to police, but I ended up making my way home, and that was kind of where I started off with the police, not with me and drink, and it affected me in a lot of different ways.
I've been into fights, I've lost money, smashed phones, even got hit by a car, and got lost in a tune that it wasn't familiar to me. It was just I was drunk, and I should have kept how to get home for it, but because I was drunk and it clouds my judgment and my direction, I ended up getting lost in a tune for 1 hour. And a silly wee bit, it wasn't that far away from my home.
I used to get really drunk and, I'd think I was fine. Obviously, I'd be unable to make the right decisions, if any decisions at all. I used to be with my friends, and maybe about 10, 10:30 at night, I'd walk home by myself. At the time I didn't care where I was walking, if I was on my own, how dark it was. When I think now, anything could have happened to me.
My brother, he nearly died through alcohol and just walking up the town, sitting in the pub, and he had a wee argument with somebody, and they pushed him and they banged his head, and he was in intensive care for like a month or two, and he was in a coma and all that, couldn't talk or nothing, couldn't do nothing, had tubes and everything in his throat, and he was lucky to survive.
Obviously, you're in a different nature when you're under the influence of alcohol, which means that you can be aggressive. So, police try and stop you to make sure you're alright. Say you're going home, and you use a few unchoice words, and the next thing you can, you're getting lifted for breach of the peace, assaulting a police officer, and it's all because you're drunk and you can't make the right decisions.
Taken home back to your parents, obviously they're not going to be very happy with you. You don't know what you're doing. A lot of people can end up fighting with them and end up in the cells at 14 years old all night.
And then every time I got drunk, I always seemed to want to fight. It was part of not just what I wanted to do, part of what the people do in my area and other areas around it. We all fight and whatnot. And that's all through the drink day. There's never been a sober fight in my area for a long time anyway. It's always through drinking.
Well, I drunk quite a lot one day and I ended up getting kind of aggressive, and my girlfriend thought that I was going to hit her. I wasn't being aggressive to her, it was just aggressive towards everybody around me. And through me being aggressive, she ended up leaving me and going with my pal.
I'd played truant from school. I never used to went to school. I'd get into trouble. We completely just hang around with the wrong crowd. Just kept developing into worse and worse things, where we eventually got into trouble with the police. for a whole lot of rare crimes, and eventually it led up to me being incarcerated at the age of 15.
And that was because of the drink again. That was through fighting and damaging somebody's jaw, and then I got a lot of trouble for that. I done a wee bit of time in the jail, and then I got a lot of other punishment after that through the courts.
It turned me to being a really violent person, extremely violent, I'd say, where people were seriously getting some serious damage done to them.
The drink just totally takes care of me. I'm just a totally different guy when I'm drunk, and it doesn't help obviously, because I've been in a lot of trouble for it.
Through experience, all my friends who I know who have been arrested have all been under the influence of alcohol when they've been drunk. All their charges are through being drunk and disorderly or whatever, or being violent toward people, or vandalism. And alcohol just makes you feel like you're untouchable. You feel like Superman. Nobody can touch you, nobody can tell you what to do, and you can best. And matter of fact, you're wrong.